Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in for our live show. My name is Felipe, and I'm here with the Charter for Compassion on our live show that happens every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. This is our last show of the year, 2025, and I am so excited to introduce to you our special guest. Her name is Asa Kaur, and she is coming from the UK and is one of our newest members of the Charter for Compassion. So let me bring her into the screen. Hi, Asa. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to remind everyone on our chat or on our whoever's watching, we are currently live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, and YouTube channels. And this will be recorded as everybody knows, so that you can watch this even after we're not live. So, Asa, will you tell us a little bit about yourself and who are you with here in the Charter for Compassion world?
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the invite. It's a real honor to be here. So a little bit about myself is my name is Asa. I'm the director of fundraising. So professionally, I work within the charity sector, and I work for the International Vegetarian Union. I'm a very passionate animal activist, and I'm here representing the NSS UK today, which is the Namdhari Sikh Sangat UK. I'm a Namdhari Sikh, and I'm here as a sevadar or as a representative.
Amazing, amazing. And so, tell us a little bit about your organization. So, your role is to fundraise, but like, what does your organization do in general?
The IVU or NSS UK?
Both. Why not?
Um, well, I mean, the IVU is a global coalition of not-for-profits that are focused towards educating about the plant-based diet. So we encourage a dietary shift. Of course, so most of our encouragement is very kind of compassion based. It's talking about those intrinsic values, and it's really talking about highlighting the importance of speaking up for the voiceless. I think my passion for animal activism has always stemmed from my spirituality, and it's just always been a very simple kind of basic understanding, I guess. And my community itself, I'm very excited to share a bit about being Sikh, being Namdhari Sikh, what the differences are, and if I'm okay to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
So I'm very excited to talk about who we are and what we stand for, and I guess why compassion really sits at the center of everything we do. But I think before speaking about Namdhari specifically, it's important to begin with the wider tradition I belong to, which is I'm a Sikh, so Sikhi, and Sikhi is founded by Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who traveled across continents carrying a message both simple yet revolutionary, that all human beings are equal, divinity lies within all of us, and that the purpose of life is to live truthfully, courageously, and most importantly, compassionately.
Mm,
Um,
love that. All of it.
and Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji established three pillars, which is really the foundation. And we've got so much wonderful spiritual literature to learn and to dissect and to understand philosophically. But if I try and condense and try and put everything in a very succinct way, it truly is the three pillars which just established everything for all of us. And it's Kirit karo, Vand chako, and Nam japo. So Kirit karo means to earn honestly through truthful work and integrity. Vand chako is to share with others, recognizing what we have is not only for ourselves but for all. And Nam japo is it's a form of meditation, to live in a continuous remembrance of the divine, not as a moment of meditation, but it's as a way of being. So it's more of a conscious attunement that shapes our thoughts, that shapes our words and hopefully actions.
That's
And
beautiful.
these
Sorry.
three
Mhm.
principles are basically the heartbeat of our identity, of all Sikhs. And I'm a Namdhari Sikh, which means I belong to a spiritual lineage within Sikhi that believes in the continuation of the living Guru tradition. So our current spiritual guide, Guruji, Shri Sadguru Uday Singh Ji, who reside in India, and they they lead with extraordinary gentleness, and they offer us persistent reminders that compassion, it truly is the essence of our faith.
That's beautiful. I'm thinking about the three pillars and how beautiful and related and almost like circular it is, right? You want to be, you want to have integrity, you want to earn whatever you do in the most respectful and caring way, in a sense, but then also realizing that everything that you make is not just for yourself but for everyone around you and everything around you. And then being on this state and then this meditative state allows you to stay connected, to feel interconnected to everything else, which kind of goes back to I'm making more for everyone. And what a beautiful three pillars. And so in this case, could you say then the Narinder lineage that you're calling, is that sort of like, if we were to equal it into Christianity, for example, is that like a Baptist or Catholic or Mormon, or is this more like, because you're saying lineage, is this something like, is it like families, or is this like all spiritual lineage?
It's like a sect, so you've got it. It's
Okay.
like within the religion of Sikhi, more than family. Even though I guess the community would probably feel like a family, but
Correct.
yeah, you're right. You've explained it perfectly. That's exactly how it is.
Amazing. Okay, cool. And so tell me, how did you and the Namdhari Sikh in the UK found out about the Charter for Compassion and decided to join the Charter for Compassion?
Well, my wonderful sister contributes to the Charters for Compassion. So big shout out to my sister Asa Kaur.
We love Adma. Woo!
She is very passionate about all of her social work, and she came across the Charters for Compassion, and she told me that this is something that's really inspiring, and there's just such an overlap in the values that you guys are trying to promote and educate other people about, and it's just such a wonderful movement that you've got going here. And she said this is something that we as a community should definitely be a part of. So it was my sister who set up the introduction, and yeah, I mean, I kind of fell into a bit of a rabbit hole when I did some online reading. I looked at the new work that's being done, and the whole rebranding with the Charters for Compassion 2.0, which looks absolutely wonderful. And I'm just really excited to really see and understand how you're actually going to tackle some of the newer challenges that this generation is going to face, especially when it comes to really understanding how to implement compassion as an intrinsic value, how to, I guess, think about it pragmatically, how to promote it not only with your mind, not only with strategies in our brain, but also with our heart, because we're just trying to promote a very positive emotion. So yeah, I'm very interested and excited to see how we as a community can really support that and better understand it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that, Asa. And yes, Alma has been an incredible part already of the Charter for Compassion in a very, very short time. I think one of the most beautiful things that we've been able to experience from her, and hopefully from you and your organization as well, is having your voice. Alma was able to moderate a couple of panels during the youth conference that happened in October. And just having her presence and the way that, in the way that Alma sees the world, and how that translates into questions and moderations, and in a simple panel that we had. It is important to see that, and the importance of having different voices of different backgrounds in the compassion movement is so crucial. And so having this like beautiful, powerful Sikh voice in here is not only amazing but necessary. And so we truly appreciate that.
Absolutely. I think you've put that so beautifully, that it's so important to not just talk about inclusivity and diversity, but to really spearhead it. And I think yeah, Charters for Compassion definitely are doing that. And I did watch the youth conference, and it was really inspiring. And yeah, I think Atma did. I'm biased, but I still think
Yeah, we all are, because we love her.
she did a great job moderating. And yeah, I think I definitely am a very optimistic person. I try and look for the good in situations, peoples, and things, and that comes from her. She always, it's really really inspiring how she just wants to do so much good with any time she has. And yeah, I definitely, aim to be more like her in that sense. It's very inspiring.
Yes. Yes, yes. And for everybody else that's listening or watching this, the Charter for Compassion has the platform to expand your voice, to be able to give you a platform for you to speak up your mind and to do work. And if you have a powerful initiative that other people can follow, we are here for it. We want to promote it. We want to expand that reach as much as possible. And so when people come to us with an idea or a purpose, like Adma did, it is very easy to feel integrated and be part of this work. So thank you for introducing yourself and telling us a little bit more how you got introduced to the charter. So I wanted to share with people a little bit about your with your website. So let me share my screen here. And that's your website, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So we're kind of headquartered in Sri Benisab, which is a region in north of India in Punjab. That's where our Sri Sadhguruji resides, and that's where most of our community resides. So that's what Sri Benisab is. It's a place, and
Mm.
yeah, this is our website, which talks a bit about everything that's going on. You can see we're
Oh,
quite.
what is this cycling tour?
So it's a very, very interesting and important story, Malerkotla. We have lots of martyrs. So India is very well known for the cow protection movement, and the cow protection movement is actually based on actions that were taken out by our very gallant martyrs. So in the mid 19th century, standing up for an ox, 66 Namdhari Sikhs were actually blown up by the British Raj. And the place where it actually happened, where they gave their lives to protect animals, was a place in Malerkotla. That's the name of the city, and it was 66 people who Namdhari Sikhs who actually gave their lives. So this is to honor a very important story and a very imperative moment for us and our community. So yeah, you can see that they've done something different to try and
Yeah, this is fun.
talk about our history and to get, I guess, different demographics involved. And yeah, there's lots going on and lots of lovely charity work. We recently raised a lot of funds for Punjab. There were a lot of unfortunate floods, so for the relief of that, we managed to raise some funds. And yeah, there's always something going on.
That's amazing. And so if, we are coming to an end of our conversation here, but are there any final last words or action items that you would like to invite our viewers to be part of or learn or participate? Anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to share Instagram page. I think that's our Instagram page. That's a wonderful way to maybe gain a better understanding of some of our teachings. And Sikhi is very inclusive, and it's truly for all of us. Our Guruji, current Guruji Sri Sadhguru Uday Singh Ji, they specifically talk about how our religion itself is compassion. Daya is what compassion translates to in Punjabi, and that's a word I hear in their discourses a lot. So I mean, it's just a really great deal to us to connect with the Charters for Compassion, and like I said, your focus on compassionate action, the leadership, and the community transformation. It really resonates deeply with our own principles, and this is a wonderful opportunity for us to learn and to exchange ideas and hopefully work collectively towards a world that's shaped by empathy. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for welcoming us. It's been a real privilege to share who I am, who we are, and just look forward to building something more meaningful together.
Yes. And Asa, what is the Instagram account that you want people to check out?
I will share do I just share a link on the private chat?
You can put it
Or
on the chat. Yes. Copy it right there and put it in here so that people can follow you on Instagram and learn more about the organization.
yeah, here you go.
There it is. Perfect. So let me just copy it right here. and we're going to put it on the general chat so that all our viewers right now can check it out. So there it is. It's posted on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and now I'm going to post it also on LinkedIn. So you just give me a second. And there's the Instagram account. Perfect. So now we have the links. Asa, once again, thank you so much for joining us, for taking the time to not only introduce yourself to us and everybody that is watching, but also to introduce the Namdhari Sikhs in the UK. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hopefully we'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Real pleasure. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Amazing. And this is one of the beautiful things about the Charter for Compassion, that we're able to get to hear from people from all over the world. I mean, this year we've had guests from the UK, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, and all over the US and Canada and the UK and all these other places. So I'm super excited that we're able to host Asa for this. So now let's go into our website, charterforcompassion.org. As I told you, this is our last live show, and I have plenty to show you very quickly because it's already been 15 minutes since we started. So let me just go ahead. So charterforcompassion.org. If you go down, this is kind of like you could go to our event calendar right there, and we'll open it on a new tab just for you to check it out. But this is basically your one-stop shop. Our homepage will have everything that's coming up. So we first have our conversations, searching for the beloved community. That starts on January 14th of 2026, and next year. World Interfaith Harmony Week. This is an incredible program that is coordinated with the UN and interfaith organizations around the world. The Charter for Compassion is providing its own programming. February 2nd through the 8th is usually always the first week of February, so stay tuned for our release of all the different events and initiatives that we'll be putting up during that week. One Light, Many Lamps, another event on February 4th. And we have the Thrive Conference. It's a virtual conference, United for Democracy and Global Action. This is going to be on March 4th and 5th of 2026, and it's super exciting. So these are kind of like the big events that are happening for the next year, but you can also check out other things that are already happening with the Charter. So for example, we have the Charter for Compassion 2.0. As Asa was mentioning, she was able to watch our live video transmission of the Charter 2.0. Charter 2.0, for people that don't know, we have the Charter for Compassion, which is the letter that was created by philosophers and religious leaders around the world with the guidance of Karen Armstrong and the Council of Consciousness, it was called. And they came up with the actual Charter for Compassion letter, right? The one that we all have signed and read and seen. And, that was back in 2009. And so 15 years later, 16 years later, we realized that there needed to be a little bit of an update in the vocabulary, on the language used, and in the purpose as well. So, not purpose, but like in the definition of things, because things have changed and we need to embrace those changes and adapt with the times. So not only we released the 2.0 document that is right here, we also have the video that you can watch, the release and the live video that was there. Let me tell you, the MC was so good. But you also have the guidebook, which is the Charter for Compassion 2.0 guidebook. So this is all about action, and that's because we believe that I'm gonna have to check that out later, but that's why we believe that the Charter for Compassion is really a principle of action. Let me see, did it pop now? There it is. So the guidebook is right there. You can download it, or you can simply read it right here. Read it online as a magazine. So if you don't want to pay and download it, you can read it online, and it's available as an issue, which is the app that we use. But you can get it bigger or smaller, and you can look at all that. So that's one of the things. Charter 2.0 is available there for you to check out and to read and to take action with those things. We also have our podcast. And I don't know if you knew, but the Charter for Compassion now has a podcast. And not only the podcast is amazing, but it's loaded with incredible guests that you'll be learning more about. Let me see. It's hosted in our Substack. So if you go to charterforcompassion.substack.com, you can go click on podcast, and you will see here our 2 first episodes. We first had the episode with Joanne Blades, who is the founder of MoveOn.org and also Living Room Conversations. So she has provided incredible platforms for people to get to know each other and to also take action on things. And then we also had episode 1 with Mayor Fisher, who was the mayor of Kentucky when Louisville became a compassionate city, which was one of the first compassionate cities in America. So those are, our hostess is Jennifer Nato from Compassion in Politics. She is not only amazing, but she's so educated and cultured and such a powerful voice in the field of compassion, and how can we apply that into politics, which is so necessary, especially nowadays. So you can check out the podcast. There's 2 episodes, another one coming up next week, I think. If not this, no, I think it's next week. Yeah. 40 Days of Peace. This is our programming that begins usually at the beginning of the year, January 7th this year. 40 Days of Peace is it's focused on the teachings of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And so for 40 days, we focus on a lot of conversations that are meant to be on the beloved community and social and racial justice, and how can that be applied into our own lives and communities in these days. And so lots of different conversations, workshops, presentations, panels, and different things that you can learn and be more educated and be more aware of racism, and how can compassion help us to take action to eliminate that issue in our society and our community. And it is work. We've been doing this 40 Days of Peace for plenty of years, and there's plenty of other years that we need to keep doing it, because the reminder is needed and it's constantly needed. Other things that are happening: Harmony of Humanity. This last episode is coming up next week, but then we take a little break during the winter, during the holidays, and we come back in January. Catalyzing Healthy Culture Transformation. Oh, that already happened. And then we have a course with the Eckhart Tolle Foundation, Embodied Presence and Cognitive-Based Compassion Training. That also, it's starting in October, but there's another session starting in February, if I'm not mistaken. So lots of different things going on. At EdNet, we have Championing Thriving You Deserve on the 18th, so that's next week. And I think one of the things that is most importantly to tell you, our viewers, is that the Charter for Compassion is taking a tiny little break, and we are going to be offline from December 16th or December 15th. So Monday, December 15th, which is next week, or sorry, outside of the December 18th EdNet program, we're not going to be meeting with anybody else until January 5th. So if you are in need of any charter related stuff, hit us up here now, because we will be taking a break from December 15th through January 5th. I think, my friends, I have come to tell you all the different things that are happening with the Charter for Compassion. I am so excited that we had the opportunity to hear from Asa, one of our new partners in the Charter for Compassion in the UK. And hopefully everybody has a great next couple of weeks during this holidays, to enjoy yourself, to hopefully explore more about compassion and self-compassion, because without self-compassion, you can't be compassionate for anybody else. So we'll be seeing you next year. Hopefully everyone has a great end of the year.